When I found this kitten, it was lying helplessly inside a fruit crate, meowing for help. When I picked it up, I noticed both of its eyes were infected and it seemed to be going blind. I put the kitten on the ground to check its ability to walk or run, but it started spinning in circles and crying. I don't know where this kitten came from, as there's no mother cat or other kittens around. I'm not sure what illnesses the kitten has, but its eyes are in very bad condition. I feed the stray cats in this area every day, so I know them well, but I've never seen this kitten before. It might not know how to walk yet, or could be sick, as it stumbles around clumsily. The kitten might also be hungry, so I'm going to take it home to feed it. Then, I'll clean its eyes and apply an antibiotic eye drop. I boiled some chicken for the kitten, but it might not know how to eat yet, and its teeth are still very tiny. It's not eating the chicken, so I'm trying to feed it by hand because it might have been starving for days. I'll clean the kitten's eyes with warm tea using cotton. Cotton is soft, so it won't hurt the kitten. However, I need to ensure the tea isn't hot, as this could cause burns. The kitten's eyes have heavy discharge and there are sores under its eyes. I'll use the warm tea to soften these hardened sores. Kittens often get eye infections, so their eyes must be cleaned regularly and antibiotic eye drops should be used. However, since this kitten's eyes weren't cleaned in time, it might already be going blind. The kitten is very calm and trusts me. Maybe I'm its only hope. The kitten might also be dehydrated, so I'll give it water with a syringe. I also gave it some syrup to reduce the infection, but since it didn't like the taste, it tried to spit it out. Since the kitten isn't eating boiled chicken, I prepared a bottle of milk for it. After feeding it, I'll take it to the vet. Now, I've put the kitten in a carrier and we're heading to the vet. It's cold and rainy outside. I need to withdraw cash from an ATM because I don't have any money on me to pay for a taxi. We arrived at the veterinary clinic, and while waiting for the examination, a dog visiting the vet came up to me. The kitten was examined, and because its body temperature was low, they're going to place it in intensive care now. If the kitten's body temperature rises and it survives, the vet will try to treat its eyes. I don't know if this kitten will survive, but I'll do everything I can for it. If you can contribute to the veterinary expenses, I want to try every possible treatment for this kitten. The kitten has been in intensive care at the vet for 2 weeks now. Its overall health condition fluctuates daily. One day it seems better, the next it worsens. The kitten's right eye is severely swollen. The vet prefers not to surgically remove the eye and is instead using eye drops to reduce the swelling and allow the eye area to heal and close naturally over time. However, surgical removal of the right eye might still be an option. Unfortunately, the kitten's left eye is also in poor condition. Despite continued use of eye drops, the chances of the left eye retaining vision are extremely low, almost impossible. For this reason, I need to find a loving family to adopt this blind kitten and give it the care it deserves. Days were passing, but the kitten's eyes were still not healing due to severe swelling. To prevent the kitten from scratching its eyes and causing more damage, I cut a piece of cardboard and made a protective collar for it. A few days later, I put a baby diaper on the kitten to allow it to explore around the house freely. It took some time for the kitten to get used to the diaper, but eventually it adapted. I also bought a toy ball with a bell inside so it could play and be stimulated by the sound. A few weeks later, the swelling in the kitten's eyes had significantly reduced and it started gaining weight. I cradle the kitten in my arms like a baby and do my best to keep it happy. Today, I noticed a wound on the kitten's neck, and its fur has started to fall out. The swelling in its eyes has gone down even more, but unfortunately, the kitten is completely blind. However, it responds to sound and turns its head toward the source. Weeks went by, and although the kitten is blind, it continued to grow stronger and healthier. But one day the kitten had a seizure and began to tremble. I didn't know what was happening. It might have been an epileptic seizure. When a person or an animal has a seizure, they should not be held tightly. Their body needs space to release the tension. However, if there's a risk of them hitting their head, it's important to gently protect them. Since the kitten could hit its head, I carefully held it to keep it safe. After the seizure, the kitten had foam in its mouth and began to breathe heavily. Once it started to regain consciousness, I placed it in a carrier and rushed to the vet. The veterinarian said seizures can occur for many different reasons, so they are running several tests to determine the cause. If the treatment provided here is not enough, the kitten will be taken to Istanbul University's veterinary faculty for more advanced care. If you'd like to support the vet expenses, I'll do everything I can to get this kitten the best treatment possible. You can use the link below to help cover the cost of the treatment. A few weeks later, the cat underwent eye surgery. His right eye was temporarily stitched to the third eyelid, a surgical technique used by the vet to help the eye heal faster. In a few weeks, the plastic holding the stitches would be removed and the sutures taken out.
Bu çocuk bir boncuk, boncuk boncuk boncuk, bu çocuk bir boncuk.
Later, the stitches were removed, and I discovered that he enjoys being sung lullabies and rocked like a baby in my lap. 2 months later, he has grown a lot. We're still not sure if he can see. The vet believes he's completely blind, but it's possible he has 1 to 2% vision. However, since he knows the layout of the house so well, his lack of sight doesn't seem to affect his daily life. About a month and a half later, the kitten had grown a lot, so I decided it was time to take him to the vet to be neutered. Before we left, he cuddled up to me as if he knew what was coming. He wanted affection and gently leaned in for a kiss. We took public transportation to the clinic. Thankfully, the trip didn't take too long. Eventually, we arrived, and I left him with the vet for the surgery. The next day, I returned to pick him up. The neutering procedure was complete. On the way home, I came across a man feeding pigeons. In Turkey, it's very common to see people feeding pigeons, especially in city squares and mosque courtyards. It's a beautiful tradition shared by the local community. Finally, we arrived home. The other cats were waiting curiously to see him again. Neutering surgery for male cats is generally much simpler than for females. That's why they're usually back to normal just a few hours after the procedure. Still, the vet put the usual plastic cone on him, what many call the cone of shame, to keep him from licking the wound. Soon, all the cats in the house gathered around me. Every single one of them was rescued from the streets years ago. Now, they live together, safe, calm, and loved.